Hey guys, welcome back. Now that the front is done, I can do something about the back because there are some pretty big rust holes in both of the swing arms and I have to carry some weight next week. I've already started on the other side without you, but you don't miss anything because it was just a struggle to get this thing out. I had to cut the bolts which holds the swing arm in their place because the screw was rusted inside of the bushing, so I just cut it with a sawzall. So let's try and remove the other side. Hopefully I have more luck with that one. Trailing arm on the bench. This is the damage. This is the spring plate on the left side. I could buy a replacement part that is well done for about $150, but I think I have all the stuff here to make my own. For the bushings, that's the outer part. The screw is still in there. That's the damage over here. And on the outer side, this is the other side. It's cracked all over here, and also it has a hole on the outside. Let me flip this over so you can see it better. So you can see all the way through. I removed the emergency brake cables because the housing on them is missing on some places and they are rusted shut. One aftermarket trailing arm is about $250, but I will try to fix it. In worst case, I can order them new. I could take off the backing plate and the castle nut and pull the whole thing apart, but I don't want to because as I mentioned, I want to make a disc brake conversion, and also I'm not really keen on taking out these bolts because they might rust it in there, so it's a little bit heavier to handle this way. But oh yeah, and also the backing plate is also a little bit rusty, so I don't think I can get it out without damaging it even more. So let me grab a drill and a box cutter. First cut this rim off and then drill out the bushing. I already done it to this side, which you can see there is no bushing in those. Here are the bushings. I just poked it around with a drill and hit them out with a hammer. So let me put you on the stand and I will get those out of there. Bushings are out. Next up, I think I grind all the rust out to see where it is still good metal to weld on, and I think I just want to do it step by step, so not cut all the rusty parts out, because I don't want to distort it. I just cut out the rusty pieces, weld it in, then move on to the next one, just like that. So let me grab the grinder and the flat wheel, and we grind all of them down as good as I can. I just took the trailing arm, which I ground and cut out the piece. It has a fair amount of rust in it still, so let's try an experiment. I just put some well-used vinegar in that bucket and put the side of the trailing arm in it. That vinegar should eat away all the rust what's inside of that metal, and I think I will leave it in there for a night, and tomorrow morning we will see how much metal is left in there, in the trailing arm I mean, if it's worth welding it, or I don't know, because when I ground this one, focus, I discovered that also the bushing housing is rusted out, so I'm not sure if I can fix that. Focus. There is my finger, you can see. Man, that focus is out of whack. But I don't know, because this side has the better shape in here, but it has a blown out thing over here which I can bend up, and that's also pretty nasty down there. So I don't know, we will see. So I just leave this trailing arm in the bucket of vinegar for tonight, and I probably look after some used ones, or maybe I can find another place who sells aftermarket trailing arms. I really don't want to buy them, because then I have to replace the backing plate for the brake, and I'm not sure if the bolts come out, and there is always more to come. When you get into something, take off one thing, then you should change another thing, and so on. It's an endless thing, and I need this truck next week. So okay, see you in a second. Let's see how it looks. Let's wire brush it, and after that I have a bucket prepared where I can put some water and some baking soda in to neutralize the acid, the vinegar. But first let's clean it up. I let this sit for a couple of minutes, but until then I can continue with the other side and drill off those spot welds and remove the spring plate. So that's off. Let me clean the surface. I just keep this for reference and for the size. That's all the rust that came out under it. I think that's good enough. There are a few rust holes which I just weld up, cover it with some rust remover, and it's ready to receive the new spring plate. So I just cut out the top and the bottom. I made a paper template and cut this piece out of that square tubing over there. That fits perfectly inside of there with a little bit of tapping, and I can weld it in. So it's all tacked in. Now I can finish the welds. First I welded a few spots there so that I can hammer the top and the bottom that is flush. So guys, the welding part is done. I've also grinded it down. I applied some seam sealer just here where the welds are, so that is more durable. Looks quite good. I just used some square tubing as I showed you. Those are the pieces that I welded into this front part. I think it's sturdy enough for me. I also welded up some small holes where the bushing goes. I also have some seam sealer left, which I want to just put in here, because I think that the main issue is with these plates that those are alignment holes for the factory to weld this plate on, and there goes the mud and dust and everything inside, and that peels it off. So I guess I just fill these holes in with some seam sealer and also the edges around here, and after that I can continue with the other piece, where I need to buy some 48mm pipe to put inside of there on the other side, and also for the spring support in the middle. I'm not sure how I can make this indentation in the 3mm thick plate, but I think I will try at least. So let's put there some seam sealer on and put this away. After that I can also clean it up with a wire brush a little bit and apply some paint and some primer. Not in that order, of course. So let's brush it on. So this is another swing arm. I've already cut the tube at the welds and ground them a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see it, but let me set you down over there, and there you can see the pipe. I just want to go in with the hacksaw, split the inner tube so I can weld the new one which I got. That's 48 millimeters UD and 42.5 ID, so that should be a perfect fit in there. Oh yeah, and I measured from the inside of the tab where the pipe hangs through how much it is locked it in, and it's about 6.5 mil, so I can place the pipe exactly where it needs to be. So let me clean this up with a die grinder and a flat disc, and then I can weld a new piece in. So I just cleaned out the surfaces, cut all the rusty part. That's the pipe that goes in there. I just tacked this in place, and after that I can make this piece that goes in here and tack this one in as well. So that should be good enough. Again, the seam sealer is just for protection. Looks quite good in my opinion. Again, I'm not a welder, I'm just trying to do the best work I can. So the stuff is painted all up, both of them, and I cut out a 3mm plate matching that size, drilled all the holes. Those two are the holes that match up with these on average, and that goes on there. I marked where the indentation needs to be and made a hook that I will use to punch it in. It fits just like over there. It's close enough, I guess. I use the other side of the swing arm because that's probably stronger than the rusted old one, but those are all the same. Those are pressed together, but the top is the same shape as the bottom, so you could theoretically flip it upside down and use it for the other side, but you have to focus. This is the bracing for the spring plate side, and there is none on the other side, so you have to drill it out and flip it upside down. But that's a neat solution when you ask me. So I will put this piece in my forge, heat it all up, and try to hammer this piece in. So I bring you back when I'm done, because I don't think I can film that properly. That's how it looks now. I've painted the backside. I also marked out all the holes there. Just spot welded it on. I can grind those down flat. I drawn some lines in the middle so that I can place this cut-off end of the shock absorber. Let me do that and I'll bring you back. Let it dry up, then I paint it, and I call my body. I can bring the swing arms over to push in the bushings. So I just came back from my body. The new bushings are in. I also painted the swing arms. Springs are in. I painted the drums with some heat resistant paint. Put some new e-brake cables on. Bled the brakes, so that's fine. I have done that on the other side too. So next up would be to use some fluid film and spray the inside of the arms. So I'm not sure how much you can see, but it's all sprayed. Looks good so far, and the other side as well. So I hope that will help to keep this in shape. Maybe if I get a sandblasting cabinet or something, I can blast the hole inside, and after that I can redo the paint and everything. But for now I think that should do it. I have to take these two screws out. Those are 11 millimeters, because the Mercedes wheels don't have the dents in them to avoid these bolts. So, oh yeah, and there are probably some people that are interested what kind of Mercedes wheels these are. These are 43 offset 7x16. They fit pretty well on the back side. On the front you have to get at least a 5mm spacer to clear the caliper and the upper swing arm. But I include a picture right here of the wheels, so you can see the sizes and the numbers for yourself. And I had to change the lug nuts to an R12 cone to fit the shape of the cone shape of the wheels. I don't know the type of car those rims are originally from, but that's how they look. So with that we are done with this part of the truck, so I'm not sure what the next video is gonna be, but probably we start on the bodywork, all those rust spots. That's it for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.